there's one key question that needs to be asked at all times. Why do I feel the way I'm feeling right now? Why do I think the way I'm thinking right now? Underlying that question, you will start recognizing the root causes of it, the motivations, the patterns. Why am I thinking the way I am thinking? Why am I reacting to things the way I'm reacting right now? Why am I interested in asking these questions? Because unless I know the underlying motivations, the real meaning of why am I doing those things, I will never be able to discover the truth. Truth will never come in handy, never reveal itself. I will always live on the surface. You need to dig down. Welcome to know yourself. So say that I'm feeling very agitated and reactive. And somebody comes and asks a question, and such a silly question, I think. And I respond in an impatient and a rude manner, saying, this is because of that. And the person looks at you and either gets offended or says, he must be crazy, or she must be crazy, let me go, and then leaves. But why did I react it that way? What happened? Someone might say, oh, I'm already so stressed about something gonna happen tomorrow. Or my family life is in turmoil, I'm not feeling comfortable, and etc. There's something. But the thing underlying, even if we recognize it, it doesn't change ourselves. We just associated the reaction to the event itself, and we say, if this is the case, then I will act this way. I'll give you an example. I came to a new country, I migrated, and I received a letter in my post box. And literally, this was like 25 years ago or so. Celebrate life of Elizabeth. And a very happy picture of a young woman, plus with lots of flowers. I said, oh, great, celebration, what is this all about? And then I read about it and etc., the address, and I went. Then I went into a very joyful environment with lots of people playing instruments and young kids painting. Beautiful stuff. It's a grassy area with lots of flowers and a good place. Then I arrived and I asked oh, what is the celebration about? Who is Elizabeth? What did she achieve? What's going on? Then I realized that actually Elizabeth passed away. It was actually a gathering to celebrate her life, how well she lived. People read poetry, people talked about how she achieved good stuff and what she experienced with her and etc. It was all positive mood. I was so used to coming from a culture that cries and yearns and makes themselves miserable when somebody passes away. It's a very big loss and learned behavior that we should be feeling super upset, very upset, and everybody goes into that sadness and grief and etc. And I looked at two cultures and I said, I'll do a little bit of exploration on this one. I went and I looked into different cultures in Britain, gypsies, how they celebrate actually when somebody passes away. And I looked at some African cultures and I realized actually that is an awesome thing for them. That is a new beginning. They are starting something new, and it is life and death are one and united. There is no separation. So actually they were feeling positive about it and everybody gathers around that and it's a great time. And I stopped and I said all these things are learned behaviors. Okay, I learned about this. One day, one of my very good friends, we were about to watch a movie and she received a message saying that your uncle X passed away. Oh my God, she was so devastated and she just shrank and she said, I can't do anything anymore, it's done, I'm gonna go home and this is terrible news, really bad. And I asked her one simple question. I said, do you have to feel the way that you are feeling right now? Is this a learned behavior or is it naturally human beings should feel that way? and I told her the story of Elizabeth, celebrating the life of Elizabeth, she clicked. She grasped it in 1 second. And suddenly she shook her head and she came to herself and said, okay, let's continue watching our movie. That will be the best gift to my uncle. It is because I'm not actually creating more sadness, more upsetness, more negative emotions to the world. I'm actually being present here and happy and watching and dealing and remembering him in good thinking, good thoughts. That was a shift. And from there on, I'm sure each time somebody passes away and she remembers this moment, and then her brain goes, oh, what do I do now? Do I feel upset and sad because I learned from my society, from my parents and etc.? Or can I do something else? This is applicable to many things. We are learning machines. We are adopting machines, and without even questioning, no skepticism, no questioning, no inquiry, just adaptation. Just taking it in, and everyone else is doing the same, so I'm gonna do the same. If that is the case, am I truly living, or actually all the programming loaded on me is living on behalf of me? If that is the case, can I see the world with fresh eyes, as if like a kid for the first time? Can I see the reality? Can I experience the reality? Am I even free to live? I'm not. If you want to experience freedom, if you want to see the reality, you need to step out of the way. And when I say you, I mean all the knowledge, all the experience, all the thoughts, all the memories, all the bundles that you accumulated so far, accumulation, which is imprinted in your brain. So if you can wipe that, then you can have the fresh brain with full potential looking into the world and living. Then you will know why people are doing what they are doing. And you will have no boundaries, you will have no limitations, and you will have no motivations when you're doing something. It will naturally emerge, it will naturally happen. And you will understand people, empathize with people, and love them dearly, because you won't have the conflicting, dividing thinking behind your motivations and behind your actions. Only then you can be totality of human beings, and all the human beings will be you. That's the only way to live. That's the only way life will be alive. Understand yourself means understand everything under the hood and seeing them clearly and actually erasing them where it needs to be. Much love and peace out.